I'm Chase.
I'm Lida.
I'm Veronika, and this is Brittany.
And we're cumgirl8.
Cumgirl8.
So, we've seen your IG lives.
We've seen your thirsty Instagram selfies.
And we've seen your Zoom get bombed by sex pirates.
Now we want to give you a taste of our world. So, welcome to the 1-900 with cumgirl8.
Today's show is all about sex in quarantine. Our lives are a lot different than they were a month and a half ago, so today we're going to be finding out how we can have sex safely, pleasure ourselves, and keep coming while we're on lockdown.
Plus, we're camming with our friend Junglepussy, and we're seeing a performance from the mysterious Belly Belt. So stay tuned.
But first, let's check our DMs.
Yes, I always like checking our DMs.
Hi.
Thank you, John Smith. Hi, John
Thanks.
Smith.
Thanks for the information. Shave your armpits.
Oh
No.
Or yes, shave your armpits.
Shave your armpits.
Shave your armpits.
Yeah.
Send us a video of you shaving your armpits.
Yeah,
And
then
we'll
and-
maybe watch
and then
it.
we'll
And
and
a
then
Venmo.
or we'll
Oh yeah, Venmo.
And
Chase,
we will
chase,
send
chase.
you a
I could
fly.
Yeah, or I could shave my armpits. I don't mind shaving my armpits, but only if you give me maybe $4,000. No, I'm kidding. I mean $400 would do.
$400.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those
Nothing,
tits.
Look
at
those. Looking
Where
at
are
them.
they? Wow.
Look at
Yeah.
them.
Look at 'em.
These?
Which ones?
God bless
Nice.
me. God bless you.
I like your
Oh my God!
tits,
Somebody's
Lida.
FaceTiming us.
Oh, who's that?
Oh my God!
Hey.
A friend from
Hello.
Brittany.
That looks like my middle school.
Hey.
That looks like my assistant principal from middle school. Is it
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Morwick?
It's a friend for Brittany.
Aw. I don't think his
Bye.
microphone's working.
Damn.
Oh, GOP Jerry. He says, "What the fuck is with that name, cumgirl8? You're nasty."
I don't know what you're missing.
Interesting.
I mean, why is cum nasty?
Why is it
Makes
nasty?
it
Don't
nasty
you
to
cum?
you.
Do you?
I
Or is it only women coming that's nasty?
feel like he
Is that-
doesn't make
is
a
that
lot of
what it
women come if
Mm-mm.
he thinks that's
Definitely
nasty.
not.
Let's roll that Madonna video.
Yeah.
She talks about
Yeah,
this.
I
Roll
love
it.
that video. Yeah.
Let's listen to what Madonna
Yeah,
says to
this-
these dorks. Okay.
You've never read Playboy magazine or Penthouse or anything like that?
Yes, but it was different with you.
Why?
Well, there was the picture of you astride the mirror, masturbating. I thought that was horrible.
Why?
It just strikes me as horrible.
I think that people's reaction to specific situations in the book was much more a reflection of that person than me. I mean, you were scared by that picture. What does that mean? Are you frightened of a woman that can turn herself on? Are you frightened of a woman who is not afraid to look at her genitals in the mirror? Does that frighten
little
you?
bit, yes. Yes, that's right.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why. I want to hear about you, not me.
Nailed it.
Honestly,
So well.
Wow.
she's so poised. I love her so much.
Yeah. She handled
She
it.
just-
Really couldn't say it better myself, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
such a
how she's
reflection
such
of
a
who you are.
she's such a beautiful sex icon like that. I'm just like, you know exactly how to say it like that.
Yeah.
She's
It's so
empowered.
great.
She's harnessed the power of cum.
I know
She-
or made
100%.
I think also made women feel like they can be doing. I mean, can be doing stuff like what we're trying to say that we could do as well. I don't know.
Pass
I
the
think that she
torch.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's
honestly,
enlightening.
it's enlightening.
It's
Yeah,
enlightening.
being able to look at yourself doing things like that and coming and all these kinds of things are very beautiful and
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. And it's funny that people
And
still think
spiritual.
it's provocative because it's
It's
been,
not.
It's
30
just-
years since that interview. And
Yeah.
yet still, it's seeing the word "cum" next to the word "girl" is instantly shocking.
nasty or something.
Yeah,
It's
Nasty.
so nasty.
Nice.
Clearly you don't make women come, and it's a
Or
power
you,
thing, right?
or you,
It's a
and
power
you,
thing.
or you care about, and it's you care about degrading by saying messages like that, feeling oh, now I should feel ashamed about coming or feel ashamed about like loving myself or feeling
Right.
comfortable with looking at myself in the mirror naked. Like now I have to like be scared, or like now I have to worry about the way that I dress. You know what I mean?
When,
like because
when actually like all that, it like connects people, right? It's like it's a connection.
Totally.
It's a connection.
And it has like a certain kind of energy.
Yeah,
it's almost
like
psychic energy.
Totally.
I was reading the Psychic Bible earlier this year, R.I.P. Genesis Peorage. But in the book, they talk a lot about sexual energy being linked to psychic energy, and when you orgasm, it's almost like a link between the dream world and the tangible world, where you're able to recognize this power and manifest what you want to happen. It's literally like a superpower, having like recognizing your sexuality and
I think
to orgasm and accepting that.
So many women are afraid of it, because I feel like there's just always been this negative stigma around it, like about like watching porn,
men.
about like like or like these people. Yeah, I know, or the fact that it's just not. The fact that it's just not talked about, like when you're a kid. Like I remember Chase, you were talking about how like Planned Parenthood came to your school and they refuse to talk about the clitoris, which is the main
100%.
way women come. You know,
we had these young women who were supposed to like teach these like hormonal like teenagers about the ins and outs, and like I don't know, they got a grant or something to come to my school, and it was really cool. Like they were like role models we could identify with. But then I remember one of my classmates, we were talking about the anatomy, and she was like, oh, clitoris, like that's what makes sex feel good, right? And the teacher who was in charge of like telling us about how all this stuff worked told us that we couldn't talk about sex if it involved pleasure, and it was just a group full of girls, and the boys didn't even have the ability
and
to take
that's
class.
the reason
the
why
class
you're
was only
scared.
for women. And
Wow.
one of the many reasons, huh?
And like it's like if you're not learning about this in school, like then you would hope to like learn about it through friends, but I feel like because nobody talks about it that much, or like it's not seen so much in movies or whatever, like orgasming. I remember reading an article too, like about how like only a certain amount of women could come, and for years I thought I couldn't come, until like finally, like one day, like I was like, oh my god, it's actually possible. Like
take your time.
Not
with
enough
it. What's
years.
the rush?
Yeah.
What's the rush? We got a lot of time right now in quarantine, so I hope
that enough people are,
plenty of time to
buying sex toys. Sex toys are, let me tell all of you girls out there and guys, that sex toys, I would definitely invest in some. If you don't have a partner right now, sex toys are great.
Great.
Actually, that reminds me. We have some more
DMs, you guys.
We should definitely look at. Yeah, we should look at those.
Let's check these.
Punk rock with an intense female sexual energy. I'm afraid.
There we
you
go.
Should.
Again.
Good. Yeah, be afraid.
You
That's
should.
Good.
I mean,
means we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Or at least we're bringing in awareness. Being afraid, I think, is bringing awareness.
Feel something. I think being afraid is. That's what I want to do when I get on stage. I want to I want to see people. They either want to have sex with me or be scared of me.
Yeah, I like those two things. I like those. Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
Oh my god, this one disgusting.
Long dong silver.
Let me come in you, like no fucking way. By the way, sorry. That's
cute.
Not
cute
even sorry.
You kind of asked, but didn't really ask.
That's a demand.
Yeah, you're right. Let me. You're right. Yeah. Let's look at the semantics. I'm already apologizing. I'm already apologizing for him.
Yeah.
That's the fucking that's society.
We're still conditioned.
Look at me, I'm woke. I'm still conditioned.
Really? Oh. Adrian, Venmo me.
Yeah.
$400. $400.
What is there's a hair
and I'll shave my armpits and no.
And with the feet. Can you shave them with your feet?
Yeah, with my feet. Oh, in between my toes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
$4,000 and we'll shave each other's armpits with our feet.
Oh, yes. Can we do it in a circle?
So let's do a poll. Can we do a poll where you give us $4,000 to shave our armpits?
Oh my god, yeah. If you guys, like here,
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Oh shit! Hey, we have another FaceTime request. It's
Wacko!
Yeah! Oh, I love Wacko the band. Long Beach. They're so pretty.
I love that song. That's a good one. That's one of my favorite Wacko songs.
Yeah. Lida, do you want to read this one? I think it might be from someone you're related to.
Your mom.
Oh, shit. What are you doing now that you can't fuck? P.S. Send nudes from your mom.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, send us your nudes. Send us your nudes.
Lida's
I
mom.
don't know
No.
about that. Mom?
I don't want to see
No.
that either.
No.
But I love,
It's
yeah.
random,
Okay.
Mom.
It's
Sorry.
interesting. Like, what do you miss most? Okay, what do I miss most about
Kissing.
kissing?
Mm.
Oh, that's cute.
I miss
I-
like having a connection with someone that I see randomly, and being able to take it to the next step. Face Magazine wrote that article about a safe way you can have that. They're saying,
with like
I fucking.
Oh.
Yeah. They're saying that
Fuck
that's a
your
safe way to get your
eyes.
kicks. You can be 6 feet away, and
How do you
they
fuck
actually
with
get
your eyes?
how to fuck with your eyes.
Yeah, you
and
guys should check out the link below if you want to
check
check
out
it
that
out.
link.
Because I think it's a powerful thing, that idea, like where it's like you like are like looking at somebody and like looking at somebody, trying to get a point across to them that you, and it's
and it
interesting.
happens so quick.
Yeah.
it happens
It
so
reminds
quick,
me-
like
it
6
reminds me-
seconds,
Totally, and it reminds me of this.
and you don't
meme.
even know.
Yeah,
You know if you know.
it reminds me of this meme that I saw about the idea of like having these relationships right now with like online, like through like Grindr or through Hinge or through Tinder, where you have like these relationships with people, like talking about the idea of eventually meeting them, and it's like this fantasy that you're having, which is like a great thing. But it's funny, like it's like, imagine actually ending up meeting this person. Like I feel like it's gonna end up not
the same.
nearly being as good as this fantasy that you have
Yeah.
or that you've been having, like like thinking about like, oh yeah, like it's gonna be great or whatever. I don't know. I think
Yeah, because you built
it's
up this whole thing in your head.
It's a fantasy.
It's never the way that
honestly.
you play it up. Yeah, you
This
spend like a
quarantine
month and a half.
situation, like
It's all fantasy.
yeah, it is. It's a huge fantasy.
What's that gonna mean for sex? We're gonna be so like in our own fantasies that real sex is gonna be.
I know. Or
disappointing.
yeah,
Take it
or
to the
you-
VR, I guess.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go VR.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Or people will just respect their toys more, I hope.
Yeah. Or
I like
it'll
my
be
toys.
amazing. Or we'll be really into sex again. I don't know.
It'll be one way or the other. I
One
don't
way or
know.
the other. I think we're all going to be a little bit more sensitive to contact, which maybe that'll
I
end up
think
being
it-
a good thing.
Yeah, I think it will
You
be
know.
a good thing.
Yeah. You know who we should talk to about this is Rachel and Laura from Girls on
Oh,
Porn.
Girls on Porn,
Oh,
yeah. That's right.
They know a lot about like sex toys and all that
They
kind
sure
of
do.
shabam. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's ask them.
Let's
Yeah,
go back. We
see
had
what's
a
up.
really cool convo with them. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Hey, Rachel and Laura.
Hi.
Welcome to the 1-900.
Oh my god, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. This is so
Thanks for having
exciting.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I cleared
Yeah.
my schedule, so
I know we're
I
all
had
so
a lot.
busy.
Really
I
appreciate
had a
that.
lot to do.
Yeah, the
Okay.
struggle.
Cling to that Google
Can't
Calendar.
get it all done. Can't organize the time.
Can you tell us about your podcast, Girls on Porn?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, Laura and I host a podcast called Girls on Porn. It is about porn. We basically, each episode is based on a search term. We define it, give you some statistics like anal, pegging, MILF, teen, amateur, and, we basically try to find hot, ethical porn for people to watch.
Yeah, we specifically we review porn from an intersectionally feminist ethical perspective. So that's to say that like we look for what we think is hot and then we talk about what's problematic and why.
Yeah.
And we usually have a pretty good time doing it.
Oh, yeah. Coming
Wow.
from, through the lens of very avid porn watchers ourselves.
Enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Connoisseurs
Oh my
even.
Yeah. Someone
Wow,
once
I
said
love
porn sommelier, and I was
Yes.
like, yes, we like
Terroir of this anal
Wow. That's gorgeous. I'm very into it.
That's really cool.
It's a fine anal with some aromatic notes of...
I know.
Woo!
Aromatic notes of consent.
A hint of
you
strawberry.
know?
Yeah.
Do you guys
It's hot.
Do you guys personally know any sex workers or girls that do porn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, especially after doing this podcast, you know.
Yeah, we've had quite a few porn performers and sex workers on the show.
Oh,
And the
cool.
show is also sort of loosely inspired by a friend of mine who cammed for a lot of years, like kind of at the outset of camming when like chatterbait was a bigger deal and just getting off the ground. So yeah, we kind of had a adjacence and just curiosity about the porn world in general, and now naturally we've like slowly started to meet more people in the community, and it feels really fun to be like friends with our favorite sex workers.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
People that you've masturbated to and then meeting them in real life is
Wow.
like, you know,
Starstruck.
wow.
pretty
What a
cool.
milestone.
It's so cool.
And also just to talk about it, just be like
Yeah.
open about like, yes, I've masturbated about you, and for those people to be like, yeah, like
Yeah.
obviously.
It's
Wow.
super cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
like-
weird at all.
Not
you know?
fucking weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason why you do it, I think. It's like you're okay and confident about the fact that you want to
Right.
be, you know, doing,
Totally.
have your friends masturbate towards you.
Exactly.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
So
it sometimes.
what-
I'm like,
It's interesting. You guys talked about, you were just mentioning cam girls, and we were trying to get to this earlier about how a lot of sex workers right now are obviously like, they're navigating their job in a completely different way. And we have some friends, like some stripper friends, like Jumbo's girls that were dancing on Instagram Live and got, you know, taken down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we saw
Fucking-
there are some resources, but are any of your friends going through some problems, and like how are they handling it?
I
Or
mean,
is it booming? Like, what
I
is it?
think
Yeah, it's probably
definitely
booming,
like
right?
yeah. I mean, content creators have gone up like 40%. I think specifically
Wow.
for OnlyFans,
Yeah.
because you're at home now, and it's kind of fascinating to think. We talked a bit about this the other day on an episode about how like Sesta Fosta kind of pushed sex work back onto the streets, but now we can't be on the streets, so now it's kind of getting pushed onto the cam world a little bit. And
Yeah.
if you are privileged enough to have the resources, you know.
Right.
Yeah, to be clear, that 40% jump on OnlyFans is specifically performers, so there's actually more people camming than there ever have been,
Yeah.
oh,
which
wow.
is cool
Okay.
because I think it creates like awareness and hopefully
normality.
sort of destigmatize
Normalizing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The downside, I will say, is that now, like, if you were an established cam person or sex worker and you were already kind of out there with your hustle,
Yeah.
the market's saturated. So
Saturated.
it's kind of like being a bartender and suddenly your bar is like aggressively busy and there's like 8 bartenders behind the bar with you. So you're like dealing with more bullshit, but you're making less money. So that's to say that like if you have favorite porn performers, the best way to support them right now is to like go to their profiles, whether it's OnlyFans or ManyVids or Pornhub Premium, and to tip them and to pay for whatever content you're consuming. And the more direct you can buy from those performers, the better it is for them.
Right.
Wow, that's good to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So similar to musicians and what we're going through too, especially
Yeah.
talking about saturation. I mean, it's so hard to even
Yeah.
like put things out and get anybody to see it because everyone's doing lives and variety shows also, and,
Right.
and putting out singles and videos, and it's like, you know, you want to, I guess, connect to people more directly and keep that real relationship going.
Yeah,
Totally.
it can be hard to stand out and then hard to like maintain clients when there's so much noise right now.
Right.
So yeah, it's a tricky time, but hopefully the silver lining is that there's just more discussion around cam work and sex work in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I have a bunch of sex worker friends that, like, now they can't even apply for unemployment if they're, you know, I mean, I know some of them do camming and, like, that's an easier way of doing it, but people that have to meet up with people physically,
Yeah.
now it's like, not only do they have to worry about getting, like, other sexually transmitted things, but, like, you also have to worry about corona, which is another thing that, you know, somebody can catch, and it's also like there's a lot of stigma around it. And
Yeah, and you specifically mentioned like unemployment. There's also questions specifically targeted at blocking sex workers from benefiting.
Yeah.
from
We
the-
came across that. It's like
The
is your-
SBA loan?
package.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is your
So,
work
like,
sexually
if you're a small
prurient
exactly
nature?
if you're a
Yeah.
small business,
you're
meaning you're a
out.
cam
Yeah.
person, and you say yes, like prurient nature or whatever the fuck that
Right.
means.
What the fuck is prurient?
I don't know what
Yeah.
that word.
I can't even say the word, let
I
alone
know.
really
Right.
define it. But that's
Yeah.
by
I probably
design.
said it wrong.
It just makes me think. It honestly makes me feel like a pilgrim is saying that word. Do you know what I mean? It's like
So-
it sounds
Or
like
Pilgrim
someone
made up that
Yeah.
word.
and like an
It's
old
so
person,
fucking,
an old timey
yeah.
hat, and like
Yes.
a stiff collar says the word
100%.
prurient. You know?
Yeah.
So how do you guys and you talked about ethical porn, like how do you deem where that line is for ethical
Oh, that's
porn
a good
and what
I think
makes
this
porn
is-
ethical for y'all?
The simplest way that I define it is by 3 tenets. So consent, compensation, and inclusion. We've been asked this question a lot, so I've
Yeah.
learned to boil it down because we'll just talk
Nice.
forever. And listen, there's so much gray area, and it's so because there aren't, ways to really vet content aside from engaging with the community and listening to how the community governs itself. There's no real hard and fast line around like what's ethical, but really like consent is obviously the first priority. So if someone is being sex trafficked or raped, like that's not ethical porn.
Right.
And then compensation is really important. So, there's lots of like gross gray areas around that. And then inclusion is really important to us as well, that a lot of the mainstream is exclusive of female pleasure, is exclusive of certain identities and bodies and experiences. So ethical to us means encompassing all 3 of those things. And the only real way to know is just to do as much homework as you can and try to support sites that have transparency around that, because most platforms that are making ethical porn will tell you how and why it's ethical.
Yeah, they have a lot
I
of
love that.
great
That's
like
cool.
consent guidelines that they follow.
Yeah.
Specifically
What
like
about
kink.
fetishizing like certain types of people?
We talk about that a
Yeah.
bunch too.
It's
that is-
hard, yeah,
yeah.
because porn is a lot of it
Fetish.
is
It is
a
fetish,
lot,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it is taboo, and so it's kind of hard to, in this, we're trying to be so inclusive and also like not kink shame at the same time.
Right.
It's
It's a hard line.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A hard line. Yeah.
Because it's like kind of the mystery and the tabooness of so much makes it arousing. So
Yeah,
it's like where
exactly.
you fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like people have like, like the dominant daddy because they probably have some sort of daddy issues or like trauma in their life that they're working out in a sexual space.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah, and like I guess the best way we address that is just by looking at the intention of the creator.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like the director. Yeah,
where it came from.
Yeah, like the director, the producer, like there's a ton of like BBC and like problematic like racial like
Right.
porn that is racially problematic that is created by white people. So
That's what I'm talking
if you're able to find porn, I'll shout out Shine Louise Houston, who she's a woman of color and not only aggregates but creates porn through Crash Pad series. Like
Crash Pad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still
we
going
love
on?
Crash Pad. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not right now, but
Right.
pre-corona.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I was like
Yeah.
a baby dyke when that came out, and it
Yeah.
blew my mind.
there's
Yeah.
so much content there.
She also
Incredible.
has a site where she kind of like vets videos and other production companies that you can search for and find new stuff on too. That's not just specifically hers that she hosts.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
so
so
into
cool.
that. That's
Pink
awesome.
pinklabel.tv is
Yeah.
that site. Yeah.
Put that link up there.
And that's her site?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's her
Yeah.
site.
Yeah.
It's her site.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's Pink and White Productions.
I
which is
will
her
definitely be
company.
checking that out.
Yeah. What's her name
Please
again?
do.
Who I'm gonna be
Shine
thinking of.
Louise Houston.
Shine Louise Houston. Cool.
Earlier we were talking a little bit about what we're doing in quarantine now that we can't. Well, I can't have sex. Veronika is with her partner. I've just been with my magic wand. But what are you guys doing?
I'm on Team Wand. I now just keep it like in my shower. Like it's handier than it ever was.
A holder.
It
She's
occurred
got a
to me that I was
holster.
like, why do I keep this under my bed in a box? Like I live alone now, so I have it just like on my shower
Yes.
shelf.
You like
just,
carry it around like your
charging on my
phone.
desk.
Yeah, like next to each other. You're like my phone and my wand. My porn and my wall.
Exactly.
That's all I need.
love that.
Exactly.
I'm in a long distance relationship, so I've been having FaceTime sex, and I'm continuing to have
I'm into
FaceTime
FaceTime
sex.
sex.
Yeah.
So, yeah, doing a lot of that.
Feel that.
Which is something I feel like, since a lot of us are alone, I hope that at the end of this, everyone's like, yeah, we all masturbate. You know?
Right?
Everybody masturbates.
What a beautiful
Just like,
takeaway.
you know?
Yeah. I'm also trying to find the silver lining in the, like, return to courtship, as much as that sounds puritanical. I'm like, my fantasies now are, like, evolving around the idea of, like, finally getting to fuck someone and us just, like, really taking our time and, like, exploring each other's bodies, and it being, like, the culminating moment in, like, a European romance film of, like,
oh my god.
oh, finally, alas, like, rip off the corset, but slowly, like, that's, I think, what sex is going to be for me on the other side of this, so I'm just, like, really trying to enjoy that.
She's bought a corset on Amazon. She's ready
I'm
for it.
wearing it right now. It's just under now.
I feel you with the corset training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully
Why
it does
not?
make people appreciate, like, the present of being aware and, like,
Yeah, and hopefully we'll all just
time
be super grateful
that.
for everything on the other side of this. You
Yeah.
know, like,
yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I certainly will, or will work to be, if I forget too quickly.
Yeah.
I know, me
We
too.
so
I
quickly
can't wait
forget.
I can't wait to enjoy just walking around and actually, like, having interactions with people that I don't know.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
hug people.
But I guess we can't shake hands anymore, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
again,
what Dr.
since Dr.
Daddy
Fauci,
Fauci's
yeah.
saying.
So,
Yeah.
like, what does that mean with having sex then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be, might be weird when the quarantine lifts, and are people gonna be really weird, or are they gonna be really eager to...
I don't know.
I think it's going to depend on the person and your own
yeah.
personal boundaries and how much you're, like, still continuing to think about and honor what the virus is doing at that point. 'Cause I don't think any of us really know what it's going to look like, and I don't think there's going to be, like, a day in the sun where we all just run out and party again, like maybe in Trump country, but I feel like in the more liberal pockets where we're trying to honor the science, like, I think it's going to be a trickle back, and normalcy, like, will be very far away, if ever.
Yeah.
Also, coronavirus can't be transmitted sexually.
It
Really?
It
I
can't.
thought you can't eat ass.
You can't eat ass, but it's not.
There's more than one way to have sex.
There,
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not an STI, but
Yeah.
like, if you're fucking and, like, somehow avoiding, like,
right.
yeah, I guess if you sanitize
The air.
pre-sex and don't kiss, like, maybe.
Yeah, there's no spit.
Yeah.
But even
The Venn
so,
diagram
like,
is
in the air
complicated,
around
right?
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, actually,
But
okay.
then, yeah.
Yeah. What would sex look like in a way that wouldn't transmit the disease?
If you had it,
Latex.
yeah. Just latex.
Head to toe.
Just
Full
full body
body.
latex.
Right.
Just touching that way.
Yeah, which honestly sounds hot.
And wands.
It sounds like a nice fetish.
Sweaty.
let me tell you.
Yeah.
It sounds very sweaty, and I hope you don't faint, and I hope that you can breathe somehow as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Through a mask.
Through a mat, yeah. Have
This is what we should
your
be
faces
designing.
out with a mask.
Gas
Oh,
mask.
Yeah.
A corona-safe, like, mask and latex suit.
And, like, maybe
Splash
goggles
guard.
too.
Make
Yeah.
this starting porn, you guys.
Maybe sex robots.
This is maybe the new porn that we should all think of is the quarantine porn.
Yeah.
Well, all right, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having us. This is a
That's
delight.
a bunch of good
Thank you
ideas.
for
Yeah.
having us.
Thanks for spreading the word.
I know, and thank you for all of your insight, and we're definitely going to be checking out the Pink. Remind us one more time, Pink.
So pinklabel.tv is Shine
Pinklabel.tv.
Louise Houston's aggregate, but you can also listen to Girls on Porn anywhere you get podcasts.
Very true.
Great. Yeah, we'll attach that down below as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can,
Listen
you
to the
can-
pod.
Yes. Girls on
I
Porn.
love
Yeah.
Girls on Porn, Rachel and Laura.
Here's the link. Thank you guys.
Somewhere.
Yay, below.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
All right. Bye,
Well, thank
Rachel
you
and
so
Laura.
much.
Thank
Bye,
you, ladies.
Rachel. Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Thank you, Rachel and Laura. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel and Laura.
Go check out their podcast, Girls on Porn, and stay tuned for our interview with Junglepussy coming up. But first, we're going to celebrate the release of our EP this week.
Oh my god!
Yes! Cheers!
Oh my god, cheers, bitches!
Cheers.
Salute. Go listen to it, go buy it. You can get the vinyl at cumgirl8.com. You can also check out our other merch. We have a hand-painted comic and some shirts
that tells the
Veronika
Cumgirl8
has been
story.
making. Tells the Cumgirl8 story. Check out this sick merch. We have panties and socks that Lida has been bleaching. They're all custom, one-of-a-kind DIY shit.
It's the best.
And
now
we have something else.
Special surprise. Our music video for Waffles premiering right now.
Fuck yes! Oh my god. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
2 eggs, 2 waffles, 2 eggs, turkey, bacon, 2 French toast, fried rice tofu, fried rice teriyaki, donut, 20 pieces of how do you wanna be? I don't wanna be you, but I can't help but understand the way you think. You always tell me the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but how far does it roll? How dumb do you wanna be? I don't wanna be you, but I can't help but understand the way you think. You always tell me the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but how far does 2 eggs, 2 waffles, 2 eggs, turkey, bacon, 2 French toast, fried rice tofu, fried rice teriyaki, donut, 20 pieces of chocolate. How dumb do you wanna be? I don't wanna be you, but I can't help but understand the way you think. You always tell me the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but how far does it roll?
She's a rapper, she's an actress, she's a hotline psychiatrist, she's BK's finest. Welcome our friend Junglepussy. Hey!
Yes!
I love that.
Thank you for being here.
I love a surprise intro.
Hotline psychiatrist. Because you give out your phone number.
I know.
On the
I
gram, I
did.
saw. Have you guys seen that?
That was so fun. Like, that really helped me. I know people was hyped, but I was more hyped, like, to talk to them. It was so fun. No, like, it was like a regular conversation, not like, oh, like, I love your music, blah, blah, blah. Like, we were just talking like we went to school together. Like, it was
I mean, that's how you make friends sometimes. You just like,
I'm like, what you cook? They're like, this is what I'm cooking for dinner. I'm like, good. And they put like, it's like, ew, you put sour cream on your hot dog.
You ready? Hard hitting questions. How long do you massage your kale?
Do I
Before you make a salad. You know, when
you're supposed to massage it?
Massage it, yeah.
I actually stopped eating kale last year. Because
why?
I feel like it makes me bloated. unpopular opinion, but
I'm like drinking kale.
Feel
right
that.
now.
I think it's different for everybody. But I don't know, for some so now I'm really obsessed with just spinach. I've replaced my kale addiction for spinach and arugula.
Okay. I love arugula.
And those two are like
Arugula is
my
I just had
Spicy
arugula
greens.
pizza.
It's just
My
it really is just
So
the
good.
best.
I love arugula as my favorite lettuce. I could replace it for
No, really,
maybe
like,
every
I made a
lettuce.
painting
Same.
that's called.
You just made a song about arugula, right?
I made a song about arugula, but then last summer I made this painting about arugula. This came first.
There's a painting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my god.
And this
Yeah,
I did before.
raw arugula
Well, I
painting.
did have the song recorded before this, but I didn't have a
Mhm.
name for the song until I was like, damn, what should I name the song? And I was eating arugula and I was looking at this and I was like,
That's the one.
love is just
It's a
like
sign.
arugula. Like, no, but really, I was getting all deep. I was like, yeah, love is just like it. It's like bitter, and then it's sweet,
Oh.
and then it's spicy, but then it's so good.
Oh, that's such a
It's
good
true,
analogy.
though.
Yes.
Shit.
And it's
I
addictive.
had to
It totally
get there.
is.
Addictive. An acquired taste, too.
No,
Acquired
really. 'Cause
taste,
when I
yeah.
was younger, I was like, now I'm like, I just need a little arugula on the side just for that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like
Dry-
a palate cleanser.
Dry, in between bites.
Yeah.
Just that,
Right. I love it.
Oh, it's the best. So the
is
best.
My next question was, how are you staying insane during quarantine, or sane, or whatever is most comfortable?
I'm letting myself like just do whatever I want, but not in a reckless way. Like, I'm trying to remain nice to myself and not overthink or feel like there's something I should be doing, because
Ooh.
Mhm.
you know, that's just the
It's a hard
energy in
one.
the air. Like, everybody is like, oh, but like, when this shit is over, I better learn French and knitting and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, maybe not. Like,
I
Yeah.
love that attitude,
I-
honestly.
be
Wow.
like,
So many
dance-
people are stressing about that.
Yeah, I've
And
been
I'm
beating
like-
myself up.
I refuse to stress myself over something that I'm sure the government knew about for like over a decade and could have
Yeah.
avoided. So now that just because it's here and like everything is hitting the fan, I'm supposed to also hit the fan as well? No. I had enough hitting of the fan at the end of 2019, which is a place
Let
that-
alone this pandemic
You
that like
know?
brought it out of fucking nowhere.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't mind. Like, wow, I'm not gonna fall for it, but I am like not gonna let that take away from, you know, everybody else's anxieties. I'm like trying to be patient with friends and loved ones who, like, you know, you have to check in, and then when you do, they're like, and I'm like,
Everybody's going through it in their own way.
you know. So I'm trying to not like let my way be the way, but it is very helpful for me to just do what I want, like paint, draw, write music, write poetry, free write, read a book,
Mhm.
watch whatever show I want, do my hair, take pictures, FaceTime boys, FaceTime my friends.
Yes.
Totally.
Just do whatever. Like,
Oh.
but then check in with like, yeah, just literally all of those things. And I feel like just by doing that is just gonna allow me to just whatever is gonna needs to happen will come from that, because I'm just like,
Being graceful with yourself.
and I'm
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
mad gratitude. I've just been even like, I've always been like super grateful for every little thing, but now just be like, oh my gosh, like I woke up and I'm not sick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
every single day.
I feel like gratitude is such a like important thing to like just like
It's-
to practice, because I feel like a lot of people forget to practice that, and then they like it makes them go insane because they're not practicing what you're grateful for. Like this is a time that you should be practicing gratitude more than ever, because we have the time to practice it. So we shouldn't be stressing about anything.
And we're so incredibly lucky right now, and I almost feel like this time is almost really nice. It's like a time to stay healthy and take care of ourselves and like enjoy what we like to do, and like we can't really work, and it's just like we should just do whatever we want to do right now.
And because we're
Accept
doing
it and
that,
enjoy
like,
it.
of course we're forced to not work essentially, but the bigger picture is we're doing it to help everyone else who is helping care of us. So
That's the
I try to
thing.
remember that. Like, people feel like them being inside is just like, but it's like you're actually helping. Like, would you rather be in the hospital, God forbid, like, or your love, like, give thanks for these things. Like you said before, when we were like just rushing here, there, and there, it's hard to really look at the scope of things. But I've really been just loving finding all the new things to be grateful for every single day. Just even my friends, even when they are sad, just not holding that against them. Like, everybody, everything, just being grateful for everything as it is. Like,
as it is. I love that.
When you wake up in the morning full of gratitude and you look at your phone.
Well, I try not to right away, but yeah.
Good! Good!
It's hard.
So after you eat your arugula, your morning arugula, and you get, correct?
Uh-huh.
Do you check who watches your Instagram stories?
Oh, absolutely.
Or check to see if your crush watches your Instagram stories.
First of all, when I was like
trying
to get decent for this, I was like, well, you should hurry up so that you can have a little bit of time to see if so-and-so looked at your story, and then maybe you could look at his. But I was like, no, Shayna, like, just look later tonight. Like, you have stuff to do. You got to clear your mind for this chat.
I love it. We have time to think about this.
Also, so it varies. At the beginning of quarantine, there was somebody watching my stories, and I was watching theirs. And then we had a quarantine check-in, and he was kind of like not really checking in on me. And I was like, oh, well, this is like, it's over because essentially it's like low-key, it's not the end of the world. But if you were like in another, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, check on me. Like, you should be like, are you okay? Do you need anything? And you're just like, yeah, I went to the store and I did it. And I'm like, wow, like, so selfish. Like, you don't know what I'm doing if I have water or crackers or anything. So after that, I stopped watching that guy's story. And I was really just like, whatever, like, I'm fine. I don't need anybody. I don't want to be in quarantine and longing for somebody who's all the way across the city anyway. So whatever. And then I'm just minding my business, and then I just got another crush. I just got another crush like 2 nights ago.
Oh my god, a fresh one. That's
I know, really fresh, and
Are
he just looks
Are they
so
watching?
good.
They're watching your stories?
They're watching.
I'm not gonna ask you.
You already answered the question.
Okay, all right.
But wait, can I ask you guys, but what do you think that means? I feel like sometimes I don't want it to get to my head. Like, just because they're watching, you can't really
think that
I think it's hard. Like, you know what? That's a good question, because sometimes I think about that, but like, it's also like,
also, people are bored.
Also, like,
So
sometimes,
like,
I feel like the algorithm is also weird in general. Like, I don't understand, like, it's like how it works. You know what I mean? Like, some people where I'm like, why isn't like their story like showing up like when like they're like my best friend, or like I like love them so much.
Right, my best friends are always
why
like,
isn't there a post popping up on my story kind of thing, like, or on my feed? Like,
yeah. That happens a lot with me as well.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I try not to take it like too like, oh, you're watching me, you're looking, because it's like essentially you should be FaceTiming me and really checking in.
Yeah,
stalking. You just want to watch me, just like everyone else. It's fine.
Seriously, it's real though.
No, really, I guess it's a fine line between like just watching me, and actually like peeking, and then engaging, and then peeking again, and engaging some more.
For me, it's so easy to just like go through the feed and just like they just keep playing, and I'm like disengaged, but I'm actually like, wait, these are like people I know. Why am I like not
right? So now
we're
passively
present in the world. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, because I really, really want to know. So where did the name Junglepussy come from? Because we were talking about our name earlier, and like it's such a good name. We have like a little bit of that
connection. Where did it come from? It's so good. I love it.
It just came from me just loving animal prints, just loving them. But all right, so one night when I was in college, I just got my MacBook and I was just making mad videos on Photo Booth. Just every day I was just making a video on Photo Booth, put it on Facebook. And there's a 2-second video. It's literally only 2 seconds. I went thrifting and I found this sweater with like fuzzy leopard patches. And I had on, my mom had this fuzzy leopard hat. And I had it on and I just like, the video's 2 seconds. I just say, "This is Junglepussy." And that was it. 2 seconds.
Yes.
And then
Oh my God.
And then, you know, like I always just love animal prints, whatever. And then when Twitter came out, I was like, well, I want a name. My name on Twitter at first was Tits and Bits. And then I was like, oh, Tits and Bits. Well, really, Tits and Bits was like...
Tits and Bits.
Tits and Bits in, like, high school. That was, like, me and my friends. We like, oh, yeah, we're going to have a band, and it's going to be called Tits and Bits. So Tits and Bits was the name then. But then I was like, oh, no, I need something for myself. I was like, what's a name nobody's going to take? And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Pussy.
Sick.
And that's really how it
Big
came
one.
to be. And then I was just living my life. Like, I was still going to college, still was working retail, like, whatever. And people started to just like me for me. I wasn't really doing my own music at the time. But when I did, I was just like, kept the name. People were telling me to change it, like peers, like other artists who like claim that they're with the shits. They were like messaging me. Like, mind you, my first song I released on Hulkshare. Like, Hulkshare is, I don't even know.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just like basically like a Dropbox, essentially, but you just share the link, and that's how people get your music. Like, it was before.
That's a cool way of doing it, honestly, though.
Right?
Was that Cream?
Huh?
Was that Cream?
Yes, Cream Team. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so I just put it up there, and I just like did a video with my friends, put it up on YouTube, and I was like on Twitter one night, like, yes, I'm about to drop my video, one ass song on Hulkshare, and people was DMing me like, no, don't be Junglepussy, you should change your name, be Shayna.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I literally didn't even do anything.
Oh my God.
I have a fucking song on
freaked out.
Hulkshare, and you want me to stop now? And I was kind of like, why? Like, I was always just like, well, why? But why? And then also, like, what name is, but like, what better name? Like,
there's no better name.
There's no better name.
There's no better name.
You know and you know.
Would be a cop out. I was like, no. Y'all acting like, no. So, yeah, that's the Junglepussy.
Wow.
I love it.
I was also wondering, has having a sexual name affected your romantic life or sex life at all?
Absolutely. Entirely.
Whoa.
Entirely?
Entirely. I feel like I definitely didn't realize, you know, like starting to do my own music and saying the things I was saying. I was like 20, 21, and it definitely impacted, I guess, me too. Like, I was just more like in my own world, like, whatever, I don't need these guys. Like, I wasn't seeking, I wasn't going out to be in places with guys. Like, I would just be like in my own bubble. And and then it was like the thing, like, I just started to grow and grow, so that just naturally made all the guys feel like they can't access me. And I was like, I wasn't about to water myself down or do anything to make them feel comfortable. So I was like, it is what it is. I mean, whatever. But
Take it,
I didn't realize it. Like, I really didn't see it or notice it, the impact it had, until like last year, the end of last year. Because even last summer, I was doing some shit. But yeah, the end of last year, I was like, oh no, like, yeah, this is not a problem, but I'm like, oh, I see.
You see.
Yeah, that's good.
That's so funny.
That's so
But
cool.
I feel like I'm in to know, you know, like when the Hollywood children, they grow up, they're like, yeah, like, I just didn't have a childhood because I was in Hollywood. And I feel like, yeah, Junglepussy very much like, I didn't miss out. I feel like I was protected from a lot. But it like kept a lot of certain kind of guys away from me because they knew they couldn't, like, you know, pull their shit on me. So I was just
like it's like those strong people.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It's a litmus test.
I feel you with that attitude.
Yeah. So that's where we're at too. It's the same thing. It's like weeds out who can grasp you or not.
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's where I was going with that. It's like, you know, with your name, with our names too, like we have these situations where people clearly aren't comfortable with women talking or being around their own sexuality and feeling empowered by it. But I know you're a really empathetic person, and sometimes there's this line, it's like, do you ever, like, have you sat down, like, with your uncle and, like, try to, like, bring him into the light and, like, explain to him, like, what you're doing? Or do you just, like, you're like, no, this, obviously, we're not on the same frequency, and I hope you figure that out on your own?
Uncles never asked. They do.
Yeah.
They seem to just be like, my uncles never asked really, or any family. My family is pretty, I don't know. It's like, they're not like so wild, but they kind of just like know or like seen me grow up, and they were just like, oh, Junglepussy. Like, they don't think anything of it. It's weird. Or maybe they're like, oh, that's just Shayna. Junglepussy, Shayna,
Yeah.
same thing. I don't know. They're
Totally.
like, but the women in my family have always been like, my dad, he has 6 sisters. My mom, she has like all sisters, and it's just all the women in my life, they've always been like very me. So it wasn't like something that I had to explain to them. But other guys, like just guys in the world.
People you
don't know. I mean, do you feel a responsibility to like be like, listen,
No.
No.
I feel no responsibility. One time
Yes.
there was a situation where a guy that I like grew up with, I saw him out or some shit, and I didn't even know he was like listening to my music because he's just like a guy. And he's like, yeah, I heard that. And I had just dropped the song. I think it was a long, long time ago. I dropped Picky Bitch Checklist. And he was like, yeah, I heard that song you dropped. And like, yeah, like, I don't like that. It's like, it made me feel bad about myself. Like, and I'm like, well, it's not for you. Like, it's for women. And I was like, that. And then it really struck me because I'm like, oh, so the guys are listening. And then they're like, they're realizing that, you know, they're doing some fucked up shit. And then they're coming like, oh, mad at me because I'm pointing it out. But it's
mad
like,
at you.
That's crazy because like they've never heard something like that threatens their power before, and they're so confused and traumatized by it.
No, really traumatized. And I was like, wow, like I didn't even know that it was gonna impact you like that. Like, it's for us. It's to empower
I feel
us.
like it reminds
me of like when we like got like we did this bill, like we've done a few different bills like where like they like refused to write our name on it, like they refused to write cum on it, like cumgirl8,
but then want to pay us to perform. Like, what?
Or like they'll like say like cumgirl8, and I'm like, why is camgirl okay, but why isn't cumgirl okay?
Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
me?
have you ever had somebody like censor you like that on like a bill?
I've never had any promoter censor me, but one time I played a show in LA in September, and one of the DJs, which was another woman, she was promoting the flyer and she censored my name, and I was just like, girl, why you set the flyer?
A DJ too?
Yeah, the flyer is not censored, but she censored my name, and I was just, and tagged me in it in a way that like you couldn't see, like you tagging me anyway, so we will see as Junglepussy, but then you're censoring
you typed
my
the pussy
name.
word.
So it's just like people just really kind of get weird about it. I used to believe this. Now my higher self, I see what it is and it's okay, but I feel like even people, when it comes down to sharing my stuff, like I don't get censored on places that book me, but I feel like people who may really like me, they'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to share this because my friends are going to think something, or my followers are going to think something. So I do believe, even though I don't think it doesn't affect me, it doesn't bother me anymore, but I do believe like there's a lot of people who love me and they censor me. They do the censoring, like they censor me from the world. And then that's when people are like, how did I know about Junglepussy? I'm like, well, because people are ashamed to share or follow or align themselves and confirm. Like, I feel like when you align yourself with people, artists like us, it's like you're really drawing the line, and people just rather just straddle the fence. So
yeah,
rather straddle the fence.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm
straddle it.
We're lucky to
saddle
live
up
in
and straddle.
Such a liberal and progressive place, but I think in a lot of places, like, they probably are scared to be open about what
Mhm.
they believe in, because it can
Or
affect
it's like
their
even like
personal
that
life.
DJ. That DJ could be scared because their mom is like, you know, very religious and they don't want to like be seen
Right.
like with that
Yeah.
name associated even on their account, even though like that sucks that they feel like that, but like at the same time it's to each his own, you know. It's a hard thing to realize, but it is beautiful. All these things are beautiful and they should be celebrated, you know, rather than have
Yeah.
such a negative stigma around them.
And I have another question about your arugula video and your spider video that you recently put out. But we were talking about Genesis P. Orridge earlier, and in the Psychic Bible they talk about spiders and how they represent female power and their elaborate mating rituals and stuff. So I was wondering if spider symbolism and that power was something you thought about when you were making those videos.
Well, when I recorded the song, I recorded spiders in 2016 in the summer. It's like
Whoa.
July 2016. Super. All my newer stuff, aside Arugula, which I did last spring, but all the stuff I'm about to put out is from 2016. And I recorded it in Greenpoint with Nick Hook. I love him. And when he was like,
Were you at Strange Weather?
Huh?
Were you at Strange Weather?
What's that?
Oh,
Studio.
Different studio.
Yeah, it was great. You said great
Strange
place.
Weather. I think they're like 3 studios in that building, I think.
Right.
Somewhere in Greenpoint. But no, I wasn't there. But yeah, so I recorded spiders and I was like, I just recorded it on the couch with like a SM7. And he was like doing something, like fixing something. And then I was like, I had spiders as just a word written in the lyrics. And then something just told me, I was like, like, let me just look up, what's spiders? What's the symbolism? And then I was like, oh my gosh, this song is going to be called Spiders. And the whole project is going to be called Spiders. It's going to be 8 songs and it's just everything's going to be 8 and And I was like, I just went off on this thing once I realized what spiders symbolizes. And I was like, just the divine feminine creative energy and like making stuff, like just weaving this like meticulous beautiful work of art, and in private, like you're not doing it out for the world to see, but when people come across it, when you stumble upon a spider web, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is whoa. And you know, also like the spider silk being just like one of the strongest fibers ever. And the women, the female spiders being bigger than a man. All these things, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm a spider. All this time, it's been a fucking spider.
This whole time.
I know, and I just really went off, but then it got really meta. Ooh. And the shadow side starts, because I was just like, spider. I was seeing spiders everywhere. I was just like getting like, somebody just randomly sent me like this earrings, and like one of them was a spider and the other one was a beetle, and like they just started popping up. I started seeing them in real life. I'm like, no, don't kill it. But then like not bad stuff started happening to me, but it was very like loopy and spidery, and I wanted to put that song out like immediately. All these things like I wanted to do immediately, and the spiders would not allow it. I like shot this video. I shot this whole video in this dungeon in Bed-Stuy in like 2017, and this whole crazy thing, like this woman ran away with my footage, and I was just so shocked that like a woman would do that to me, and I was just scared. It really scared me too, because I was like, I've never met or worked with any artist who like gets something done and then sabotages it. So it was just like all these lessons I had to learn, and I was like, well,
that's
now,
not cool.
I was like, now I'm not putting out spiders. I'm doing a whole nother thing. I just went in I put out JP3, which was like not as experimental as I wanted to be, but at the time I just think I just had to let that go. And now
that was awesome though.
Everybody, and now the timing is just better timing for spiders and everything else that I want to roll out. But yeah, that symbolism played a major part. I had to like fall deep into it, cut it out, and then be comfortable enough to bring it back. And luckily, because of the visuals that I did for JP3, I was able to meet this girl, Caitlin Arthur, who did the visuals for Spiders and Arugula, and she is just so she just gets it, and I'm just so grateful we met. And we wouldn't have met, like, because her partner worked on a video with me before, and I was like, I need somebody to edit, and then, like, because I had footages that I had from before. It was just all this stuff. I was like, but I want to create something new. I want her to make it her own. She has to have her own eye, her own style.
Also, Raisa did your makeup for that video, too.
Raisa, because she did both. She did the makeup in 2017, and she did the makeup with the prosthetics in October.
Wow.
And we shot it at the top of October. And the thing with the song, so I was like, I wanted to put it out for my birthday for Halloween. Since I did it in 2016, I was like, yeah, it's come out for my birthday, come out for my birthday. And all these birthdays would pass, and it still wouldn't be out. And I'm like, man, screw this. But it was definitely like my biggest, it was such a good lesson for me. And I was also like nervous sharing like my new sound with people, and they really liked it. And I was like, I got some more of that.
Yeah. When's the next single coming out?
I know, right? So everything got all like crazy because of this, because I did have a next single that I wanted, but I really, like, last weekend I was supposed to be in Chicago shooting these crazy visuals for this new song, and I'm just trying to let go of those visuals that would never happen anytime soon now, and create something else to inspire me to push this next song that I want to do. Come up with some quarantine visuals.
Yeah.
I know you can do it.
You got it. You got it.
Yes, you got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I feel the energy.
We can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Everything you do is amazing.
Let it come.
You got it.
We're such big fans.
It's true.
Yes.
Wait, can I ask how you guys got your name, cumgirl8, or what does it mean?
This is actually a good time to talk about it.
Yeah. So funny you ask. We forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about it earlier.
It started with the idea of a friend of ours. They were gonna like set up a online dating profile, and it was gonna be cumgirl8, which is like an idea. And then I like always thought it was so funny. Like it's like, okay, like an online dating profile name, like for like a like name of, you know, like, or like an AIM name or whatever. And then we were like, cumgirl8 sounds like dumb, you know, like it's like not like, and then we were like, well, dumb kind of smells like, and then dumb sounded like gum. So then we were like,
cumgirl8
is kind of funny. And then we were like, wait, no, gum like sounds like dumb still. And then we were like, why don't we make it like hardcore? Like,
we're just throwing words out.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And then we're like, and then we all looked at each other in the studio. We were just like,
That's it.
We knew.
cumgirl8.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yes.
Can't be anything else.
See, I love the stories are really, it's so like, it really just comes together.
Happens.
It just
And then like, and then it embodies it, and then it embodies you. You feel like then you have to like talk about it in a way that's like, it's you now.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
forces you to take on
when
that
you stand
energy.
by something like that's provocative like that, you feel like you need to back it up, you know what I mean? You're like, you know what, I do stand by this I believe this, you know?
Right. And then like the lines aren't blurred, and that's what I love about it. It's just so like, it just makes everything obvious, like duh, like this is.
And then it makes everybody understand, like, or at least like myself, and for I think we all can like agree, like it's like an idea of like being more woke about the situation as well. Like, like so many people are like just sitting back and being like so chill about like things, like, and it's like, or like not even speaking up about things because nobody's like feeling like they need to like talk about it, you know?
I think also once you cross that line, like we've crossed the line, you've crossed the line, we've crossed the line, it also kind of makes it easier now. It's like we're already liberated, so now it's like
do it. I don't know. I think we challenge each other a bit too. Like how far, like we're trying to get our music on certain platforms right now, and it's like, you know, obviously that wouldn't have happened if that was our name, or even like sonically too, like really like incorporating different elements that I think that if we were Gum Girls or Dumb Girls, I don't.
It wouldn't be
sound
there.
that fucking freaky,
Exactly.
you know?
It
It's
just
like, that feels strong because we don't care.
Even if we were doing the same visuals and the same graphics, which they still would all be the same thing. It's like it won't, like it's almost like the name, like it's like, you know, like I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know. I think it's a fun thing to play with.
Right, like if I was like Pretty Pussy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
It's not the
Different
same.
vibe. It's not the same.
It has to be jungle.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be jungle. It's
gotta
gotta
be
be.
jungle.
I'm so glad you went with jungle.
I know.
And pussy.
Yeah.
Together.
The two together are they're
It's-
two gorgeous things.
You're right.
Sacred union.
A sacred union.
We made these comic characters too. Like I feel like Gum Girl, you know, it sounds like a superhero. So
Right.
we've got this storyline and
Of a gum
and
girl.
we're all like these characters that
love
come
it.
for enlightenment.
They come for enlightenment.
Yeah. And then
reach
the
the
8
safe
is
place.
like to reach
Like,
the sun,
and-
you know, to get
Yeah,
there. And the
like
8 is like
infinity, yeah.
infinity.
On its side, yeah. When we first started, we were originally 4, so we were like, it's 8 because each of us represents the masculine and feminine sides of ourselves. But then you can turn 8 on its side and it's infinity because the possibilities are endless.
And then the number 8 for spiders, the divine feminine.
Yeah,
OMG,
spider.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Shayna.
Thank you.
Jungle Pussy. Sorry,
so
shit.
much.
Thank you, Jungle Pussy.
This was so fun.
This
Yes.
was fun. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
I'm just a Broadway baby, walking on my tired feet, pounding 42nd Street to be in a shoe. Broadway baby, learning how to sing and dance, waiting for my one big chance to be in a show. Gee, I'd like to be in summer key, the twinkling light, and a star to pierce the dark from Monterey down to Washington Heights. Oh, someday maybe all my dreams will be repaid. Heck, I'll even play the maid to be in a show. Hey, Mr. Producer, yes, I'm talking to you, sir.
Yay! Thank you, Belly Boat.
Thank you. That was awesome. Incredible. All right. Well, that's all for this week, cumrades. If you like what you see, please make some noise in the comments or subscribe.
Send us some more DMs.
And keep coming back!
Coming back!
Coming back! Right
Come
here.
to us.
Come
Here.
together.
Here.